All right. Okay. So there is a question I have in the chat box. Can you please show how to move data? Okay. Okay. So in order to move the data, you can highlight the cells that you want to move. For example, if you want to move this table, I highlight the whole table. After that, I go to the border of the cell of the table. Can be any border. For example, I use the right border here. And then I just drag to any other places that I want. This one is just like moving 2 columns only. Okay, this one. Okay. Or I can just like, if I just like want to add any, to move this table to the right hand side for one more column, I may just like insert any new column here. So it moves to the right hand side. It's the same as like when I just like move for one column like this as well. The same. Depends on like which way that you would like to have. Okay, so right now, when you just like enter all the data already, okay. The next thing that we have to learn is about how to format the cells. This is cell formatting. Cell formatting. What does it mean by cell formatting? You can see that right now, the value that we enter, the value that we enter is just like the number. We don't have any spatial character like the currency unit. We don't have comma. We don't have decimal points. This is the one that you have to know that, basically when we enter the number, we enter it like this. The formatting, we set it up later on. So now, when we would like to set up the format of the revenue, we highlight them first. After that, when we highlight these revenue already, we right click. It comes up with the context menu of these cells. Then you can see that we have format cells. We click on format cells. It pops up the format cells window. The format cell windows here consists of many tabs. The tab that we use, normally we use the number tab the most. The number tab here tell us that what format that you would like these values to be. For example, if you know that the revenue here is the currency, then we choose currency. But if you say that, okay, the value that we have here is the date, then you said you choose date. Okay, right. Now let's see for the currency, because we want it to be in currency, and the revenue here is the US dollars unit. Then the things you have to set is on the right hand side after you choose the type of the sales to be displayed already. Here, if you want to have the decimal places, you just specify in here if we want to decimal places, okay, and then you choose a symbol. In here, it is chosen as $sign, but if you would like to use other symbol instead, you just choose from the drop-down list here. Okay, so if I use $sign here, the next one is negative numbers. For negative numbers, it is the way that the cell will be displayed when that come with the negative values. How does these cells be shown? How does this cell be shown? For example, in here, the first one, it's negative. Sorry, it is that followed by $sign, followed by numbers, followed by decimal points. in black color or in the default color. The next one, $sign followed by values with red color นะครับ or the third one, the currency นะครับ with the $sign with parenthesis นะครับ in default color, or the last one นะครับ the currency นะครับ with the $sign with the decimal points with the parenthesis in red color. So it depends on how you want the value to be displayed นะครับ because for someone when it shows like it has the parenthesis, they thought that it's error นะครับ why it doesn't show negative values or dash นะครับ in this one you have to go to set the format นะครับ of the cell so that it can display correctly. So I just choose negative numbers as the first one นะครับ show negative symbol in front. Okay. Then we click OK. So this these cells นะครับ will be formatted as we want นะครับ I'll do it again นะครับ undo first. Okay. So from this plain number นะครับ we right click, choose format cells. After that, in the number tab, we choose what format that we want to have. I choose currency. And then I set up how currency will be displayed. In here, I choose symbol, that is $sign. I choose the negative number, that is the negative symbol in front, just that. And by the way, we see that in every month we don't have the revenue which has the cents นะครับ it is the full dollar, so I may say that okay, I don't want decimal places, I just put it as 0 decimal places and then I click OK. This is the revenue that we have got. Okay, so the next thing that I want you to see is here. Let's see the revenue in January. In the cell, you show it. You can see that it's $sign 8,357,000. This one, the meaning is it's 8.357 million นะครับ How do I know that this is the currency, not the text? If it is a currency, by default นะครับ the currency or the number will be right aligned. So you can see that every cell in here it's right aligned นะครับ but if it is the text, it will be left aligned. For example, month like this, it's left aligned นะครับ every single text is shifted to the left hand side นะครับ okay, now let's see the way that you format the cells นะครับ or the way that you see นะครับ on the cell in the cell in here นะครับ might not be the same that we had before. For example, the January's revenue is 8.357 million, right? It's shown as $sign with comma like this. What is the original value? If you want to see the original value before you format, you can see in the formula bar. It's still 8,357,000. Sorry. Like this. Or when you double click, you see original value before we format. So in here, it's also applied with the formula as well. If you have any functions or any formula in the cell, it shows the result. But if you want to see the origin, you see in the formula bar, or you double click to see what you type in or what you have in that cell originally. Okay, right. Okay, then for formatting the cells, do you have any questions? Okay, if you don't have any question นะครับ let's do something more. I just like decorate my table a bit. Now I want to set up the border of these cells to make this become table นะครับ so to have the border you can have in many ways to get the border. Firstly นะครับ you highlight the cells นะครับ that you want to make it look like a table first. After that in home menu นะครับ in home menu you see in the fonts group ครับ a button that is border is here. Then you just click on the drop down and choose the border type that you want to have. For example, I choose all border here. Okay, that is the first way. Or the second way, I can right click and then you can see two of the context menu. One on the top, the other one at the bottom. On the top, you can see that there is the border menu as well. You can choose whatever border that you would like to have. The third way, you can highlight the cell first, right click, and then choose format cells. Then you can see the tab that is called border. You choose border and then you just like draw whatever you want by just like choose the line style and then just for example if I say that I want to have dash like this, then I want inside border to be dash, I just click wherever I want while the outside border is still the double line like this. Okay. And then I click OK. So this one I can have like my table border already. So these are the way that we do. Next, I decorate the header a bit. I want it to be bold text. I highlight them, go to Home tab, and then choose bold. And if I want to center these cells, this text, sorry, I just highlight them, go to Home tab, and then Alignment. Then we choose Center. Okay, right. So I want to just like fill these cells with a color a bit. I go to Home tab, highlight first, go to Home tab, and then in the font group, just go to choose the filling color. Something like this. This is the decoration of the table that we have got. Okay, now you can decorate by yourself. Now let me talk about the next thing. After we have like just like the basic input of the data and formatting of the cells already, the next thing that you have to know is that in Microsoft Excel, one of the outstanding feature of Excel that people use is that Excel has a features that you can calculate, that you can calculate anything, not just the place where you type the value in. I remember that long time ago, some of my colleagues, not in MUIC, my old workplace, when they would like to type the document, instead of typing in Microsoft Word, they type in Excel instead. But actually Excel, normally people don't use it as a word processor, but we use it for as the use it as the worksheet in order to calculate the things. Now I'll teach you how we gonna calculate the things in Microsoft Excel. In Microsoft Excel, whenever you would like to have any calculation, you need to just like make each cell to be calculatable first. And whenever we want Excel to calculate anything, doesn't matter whether it is a basic calculation or the function, the cell must be started with equal sign. Must be started with equal sign. So for example, suppose you want to add 2 with 3. if you enter just 2 plus 3 like this and press enter, there's nothing. It's just show as 2 plus 3. And 2 plus 3 here is the text too, because if you remember, I told you that when it is left aligned, it is text. If we don't set up anything, this one we just like, it's the organic one. I just type 2 plus 3 and it's the default thing. It's left aligned. This one, it means that this one is a text. But if it is the number, it must be right aligned. So if you want to have 2 plus 3, not a symbol like this, but you want the result, you have to enter equal sign first and then press 2 plus 3. When you press enter, you can see that you get 5 already. And it's the number as well because it's right aligned, right? Okay, so you can see that when we have value 5, what is the original things, or what is the original value of this cell? Because 5 is the output or the result of the calculation, right? We didn't enter number 5, but we entered something else to make 5 to be displayed here. If you want to see the original value, or original calculation to have this result, as I told you earlier, you click on this cell first and see on the formula bar, you see 2 plus 3, equal sign 2 plus 3. So that means 5 here come from the calculation. So in here, if you want to see the original value where we how we get 5, apart from having a look on this formula bar, you may double click on the cell to see its original calculation as well. So this is the calculation, the basic calculation. Bear in mind, every time you have calculation, you must have equal sign in front of the cell before you start entering the formula or the calculation. Okay, so this is the basic thing that you have to know about how to use Excel to calculate. Okay, so right now, in our table here, we found that the revenue in US dollars that we have got here. What if we would like to turn or to convert the revenue from US dollars into Thai baht? So assume that, okay, we said that, okay, currency exchange for today. I'm sorry, if I say that currency exchange on that specific day is the average one is 32.55, 32.55 Thai baht per $1 US. We put them in different cells because if I just like type everything in one cell, it is not calculatable. I say that currency exchange is 32.55 Thai baht per $1 US. And in this case, what are we going to do? If I say that I also have another column, said revenue in Thai baht. The way that I have to do is that I have to multiply 8357000 by 32.55. Right. Then I get the revenue in Thai baht for January already. Okay. And then when I want to have for other months, I do the same thing. So you can see that, okay, this might be one way where we can calculate the revenue in Thai baht. But the point that I want to tell you is that, firstly, it wastes a lot of time because you have to just type a lot of numbers. Secondly, if you have to type the revenue like this, the calculation like this, it's possible that you may just like mistyping the revenue in US dollars or mistyping the currency exchange in some cells. And it is quite difficult to check because there are like lots of cells. Third one, what if the currency exchange you entered is wrong or it's changed? For example, suppose you say that, 32.55 baht per dollar is wrong. It is 32.6 baht instead. So it means that you have to go and fix every sales. That is not a good way. So normally, if you have to calculate like this, we rarely type all the values manually. But I mean, like for the first column, the column C, we cannot avoid the original revenue in US dollars. We have to type it anyway, right? Okay, but I mean, for other columns that need to use like a part of the calculation as like the value of any other sales, we don't just like type like this. This is the wrong way. I just show you only that, okay, this is the way for like people who don't know the features of Excel will do like this. But for us, because we learn for Excel, the things that you have to do is that you have to make Excel to help you. By what way? This way, we call this way as, referencing. Sorry, I better just like type for you. We have to learn about referencing. Referencing is the way that you refer the value from another cell. For example, if you want to calculate the revenue in Thai baht, we will refer the value of the revenue in US instead of retype the revenue in US again. For referencing, referencing means you refer to the value of another cell. We have two kinds of referencing that we have to learn. The first one, we call it as relative reference. Second one is absolute reference. This kind of referencing are different. Relative reference is the basic one that we will learn. I'll start talking about relative reference first. What is relative reference? Relative reference is the way that we just like refer to the cell that you want to have, and it will be just like move wherever you just like copy it. I'll explain it to you. So I don't want the manual typing of the revenue in Thai baht calculation anymore. I'll use the referencing. So in this one, when I want to refer to any, when I have calculation, I start with equal sign first. Okay, then I know that revenue in Thai baht of January is 8 million in here. Then when you have to refer to this cell, you enter its cell location in the calculation. Let me tell you again. When you want to refer to any cell, you just type its cell location in the formula. So in this case, when you know that January, revenue in US dollar is located in cell C3, you type C3 in the formula. Okay. So when you type any cell, the cell will be displayed in a specific color. For example, in here, C3 is displayed in blue. and also the text C3 that you type in นะครับ as a formula is in the matching color too นะครับ it's in the blue color too. Okay, so then you have equals to C3 you multiply by 32.55 so you just press enter. This is what we have. So we have the cell that you want to refer นะครับ and then you multiply by นะครับ 32.55 then you get 272 billion, sorry, 272 million. Okay, so the format is wrong นะครับ now it's dollar sign because it's automatically copy the format from column Cนะครับ just leave it like that first, we will just like fix it later. Now okay, when we get this one already we will copy this formula to other cells, so and see what happened. So to copy the formula there are two ways. The first one, you click on that formula, you click on that cell, choose home, copy. So when you copy already, you just go to other cells, highlight them, and then choose paste. This is to copy the formula to other cells. Let me do again. I just go to the cell, that is the source of the cell. I choose copy, or I can choose Control C as well. And then I just highlight the destination that I want to paste this copy, and then I click paste. Then all the formulas come in. How does Excel know for February? If you double click, you can see that in the cell in the cell D4 that is February revenue. It is C4 times 32.55. How does Excel know? Even the December month, if you see the formula, it is C14 times 32.55. This is because we are using the reference that is called relative reference. Relative reference, when you copy it, okay, let me just delete this one first. When you copy it, and then you just like paste it down one more row. You paste it down one more row like this. From C3 will be C4. So what does it mean? It means that, okay, C3 like this, that you refer in here. When you just like copy it down, the row location will be added by 1 from C3 to C4. Okay, so that's why when you copy them more, each line that you copy it down or each row that you copy it down, the position or the cell location here is added by 1 more row. Okay. Next, apart from copy and paste, basically, what else that we can do in order to copy this formula? You click on the cell, where you enter all the formula already. Then you see the bottom right corner of this cell. It comes with the green dot, right? You drag this green dot, and then it just paste this, copy and paste this value, this cell as well. Okay, so in here we call it as the reference, relative reference, because when you just like copy it down into other rows, it will be just automatically added number of row for you. Also, not just the row. If you copy this formula to the column on the right hand side, the column number is added as well. For example, if you copy to the right hand side, it will be D3. something like this. So for example นะครับ if I copy here นะครับ I copy นะครับ the January revenue formula นะครับ to the right hand side. Okay, so before I move on to the next thing, many times when you just like have some calculation, you may see hatches symbol like this sometimes. When you see many hatches symbol นะครับ that appear on your cell, there's nothing wrong นะครับ hatches means that your cell or your column is too narrow. You just have to widen your column, just that นะครับ until you see the numbers. That means okay, the width is okay already. Right, okay, in here it's too narrow. And double click. Yeah, okay. So let's see the formula ครับ inside. You can see that because I copy this formula to the column on the right hand side from C3, column C will be added by 1 to be D3 นะครับ This one is the consequence of what we call relative reference, because for the relative reference it goes to any additional column or rows according to where you copy. If you copy to the left hand side นะครับ for example, if you copy to the left hand side in here, it will be D3 instead. Oh, sorry, B3. And if you copy and paste it up, it will be C2, something like that. นะครับ depends on like which direction that you paste this cell. So this is the relative reference. Okay. Now, when you learn about relative reference and you found that it is useful, right? We will try something else นะครับ for the relative reference. Okay. Before we do that นะครับ because the revenue in Thai baht right now is displayed wrongly, because you can see that in here, it must be Thai baht, not dollar sign นะครับ You have to set up, you have to format the cells นะครับ so everyone you just format these cells to be in Thai baht ครับ do it by yourself now